Greetings. I am Elder Blacklight. The big test is coming soon in a neighborhood near you, but first you gotta know why it's coming. I posted this video earlier, but YouTube said it didn't upload for some mysterious reason. So maybe they scared of this video right here. They might be scared of this video. This is part 2. The International Jew. Let's go a little deeper. So before, I run out of time, let's get started. I hope they let it play. Again, the Constitution. But I know that the Constitution is null and void. This happened a long time ago when the International Jew did his thing, and we'll let you know what that thing was. Stay tuned.
Henry Ford, The International Jew. Chapter 10, An Introduction to the Jewish Protocols. The documents most frequently mentioned by those who are interested in the theory of Jewish world power rather than in the actual operation of that power in the world today, are those 24 documents known as the Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion. The Protocols have attracted much attention in Europe, having become the center of an important storm of opinion in England only recently, but discussion of them in the United States has been limited. These are the documents concerning which the Department of Justice was making inquiries more than a year ago, and which were given publication in London by Eyre and Spottiswoode, the official printers to the British government. Who it was that first entitled these documents with the name of the Elders of Zion is not known. It would be possible without serious mutilation of the documents to remove all hint of Jewish authorship, and yet retain all the main points of the most comprehensive program for world subjugation that has ever come to public knowledge. Yet it must be said that thus to eliminate all hint of Jewish authorship would be to bring out a number of contradictions which do not exist in the protocols in their present form. The purpose of the plan revealed in the protocols is to undermine all authority in order that a new authority in the form of autocracy may be set up. Such a plan could not emanate from a ruling class which already possessed authority, although it might emanate from anarchists. But anarchists do not avow autocracy as the ultimate condition they seek. The authors might be conceived as a company of French subversives such as existed at the time of the French Revolution and had the infamous Duc d'Orléans as their leader. But this would involve a contradiction between the fact that those subversives have passed away, and the fact that the program announced in these protocols is being steadily carried out, not only in France, but throughout Europe and very noticeably in the United States. In their present form, which bears evidence of being their original form, there is no contradiction. The allegation of Jewish authorship seems essential to the consistency of the plan. If these documents were the forgeries which Jewish apologists claim them to be, the forgers would probably have taken pains to make Jewish authorship so clear that their anti-Semitic purpose could easily have been detected. But only twice is the term Jew used in them. After one has read much further than the average reader usually cares to go into such matters, one comes upon the plans for the establishment of the world autocrat, and only then it is made clear of what lineage he is to be. But all through the documents there is left no doubt as to the people against whom the plan is aimed. It is not aimed against aristocracy as such. It is not aimed against capital as such. It is not aimed against government as such. Very definite provisions are made for the enlistment of aristocracy, capital and government for the execution of the plan. It is aimed against the people of the world who are called Gentiles. It is the frequent mention of Gentiles that really decides the purpose of the documents. Most of the destructive type of liberal plans aim at the enlistment of the people as helpers. This plan aims at the degeneration of the people in order that they may be reduced to confusion of mind and thus manipulated. popular movements of a liberal kind are to be encouraged. All the disruptive philosophies in religion, economics, politics and domestic life are to be sown and watered, for the purpose of so disintegrating social solidarity that a definite plan, herein set forth, may be put through without notice, and the people then molded to it when the fallacy of these philosophies is shown. The formula of speech is not, we Jews will do this, but, the Gentiles will be made to think and do these things. With the exception of a few instances in the closing protocols, the only distinctive racial term used is Gentiles. To illustrate, the first indication of this kind comes in the first protocol in this way. The great qualities of the people, honesty and frankness, are essentially vices in politics, because they dethrone more surely and more certainly than does the strongest enemy. These qualities are attributes of Gentile rule. We certainly must not be guided by them. And again, on the ruins of the hereditary aristocracy of the Gentiles we have set up the aristocracy of our educated class, and over all the aristocracy of money. We have established the basis of this new aristocracy on the basis of riches, which we control, and on the science guided by our wise men. Again, we will force up wages, which however will be of no benefit to workers, for we at the same time will cause a rise in the prices of prime necessities, pretending that this is due to the decline of agriculture and of cattle raising. We will also artfully and deeply undermine the sources of production by instilling in the workmen ideas of anarchy and encourage them in the use of alcohol, at the same time taking measures to drive all the intellectual forces of the Gentiles from the land. A forger with anti-Semitic malice might have written this any time within the last 5 years, but these words were in print at least 14 years ago according to British evidence, a copy having been in the British Museum since 1906, and they were circulated in Russia a number of years prior. The above point continues, that the true situation shall not be noticed by the Gentiles prematurely. We will mask it by a pretended effort to serve the working classes and promote great economic principles, for which an active propaganda will be carried on through our economic theories. These quotations will illustrate the style of the protocols in making reference to the parties involved. It is we for the writers, and Gentiles for those who are being written about. This is brought out very clearly in the 14th protocol. In this divergence between Gentiles and ourselves in ability to think and reason is to be seen clearly the seal of our election as the chosen people, as higher human beings, in contrast with the Gentiles who have merely instinctive and animal minds. They observe, but they do not foresee, and they invent nothing, except perhaps material things. It is clear from this that nature herself has predestined us to rule and guide the world.
Stop it right there. But I'm not through. Check this out.
What are the 3 city-states that control finances, religion, and the military? Why should you be concerned? How does it affect you? First of all, the trinity of a globalist stranglehold is London, the Vatican, and Washington, D.C. You will notice in this picture, they all have the obelisk. The obelisk is Egyptian symbol for the phallic, for the male masculine symbol. Therefore, this is part of the ancient Egyptian mystery religion.
Did the world wars, revolutions, and big events of human history evolve naturally, or were they calculated and pre-planned? If they were pre-planned, who planned them, and what are they planning for the future of humanity? The answer to this puzzling question can be found within the boundaries of 3 of the world's most powerful cities. Those 3 cities belong to no nation and pay no taxes. They are Washington's District of Columbia, which is not part of the city of Washington or of the United States, the inner city of London, which is not part of London or England, and Vatican City, which is not part of Rome or Italy. These cities, called city-states, have their own independent flag, their own separate laws, and their own separate identity.
So we're going to get on out of here. Time is running short. We're going to come back with another video, and we're going to comment on it, on this video here, the exposing of the International Jew. I'm Black Light. The kind of news you can use, the kind of flavor that will save you, and the kind of knowledge you won't get in college. Peace.